crisis of crucified living, cross-bearing can be self-effort. I know one of fellow in our generation who is carrying a cross everywhere he goes. This brings a dilemma to multitude who see him walking through cities carrying the cross, because it implies there is something needed like carrying a literal cross to be saved. This man is exemplary of all religion, for all modern religion has some semblance of an outward cross-bearing necessary to make you who you are, such as joining the right church, getting the right baptism, or receiving a gift of the Spirit or special doctrine of tongues. We are misled because we are suffering and want to do something to put it all together and make it work. It is always tempting for those who have entered into their rest to be drawn into their own self effort. The crisis of this level of understanding comes when you realize that Satan, who suggested you had to do something to be a good, is out. Now Christ is in, and crucified living is bringing the thought that I must do something to be good under subjection to the fact that He is my all and He is the good one, not me. Thus, when Paul says, I am crucified with Christ, he has begun at the starting point of true union expression. He is saying, I am identified with Christ in his death, burial, and resurrection. And therefore, there is no more old me, there is only new me, Christ. He is not saying that I am in the process of being crucified. It is not like our current bumper stickers that says, please be patient with me. God's not finished with me yet. The fact is, crucifixion is already finished, just as all the works of God are finished. It is the renewing of the mind on our part that is not finished. Crucifixion is a means of identifying ourselves in the death of Jesus Christ as well as in his life. Confess and reckon. Whatever you see in your life that is contrary to the Christ within you by expression cannot be taken care of by self effort. You can say, I will not do this anymore, I will not do this anymore until your tongue falls out, but you cannot accomplish it until you stand in the finished work of Calvary. You need to be willing to see you don't have to do anything by mind or body anymore, despite mind and body commanding you, because your spirit, Christ in you, rules over all. You do not have to do anything that the mind and body command you to do, because the mind and body were both brought under subjection in the death of Jesus Christ. Make that confession. That is your starting point of crucified living. Instead of wrestling all your days with some habit or personal sin which may or may not be important to God, it is better for you to take a look at the cross, and anything you see in your expression that might be unpleasing to God or contrary to the word is already dead. Reckon it so. See Calvary as you in Christ, see Christ as you on the cross, and say in your mind, it is so, I died then and there. There is no more power left to Satan, sin, or self. I reckon it dead. This means there is no power over you. There are no sins of the past not taken care of at the cross. See yourself in Christ dead to sin by the cross. There are no memories dead in Christ at the cross. There are no genetic powers working in your mind or body brought by your earthly parents that are detriment to you anymore, because they died at the cross. You are now born again, not of corruptible seed, but of the incorruptible seed. Crucified living really doesn't hurt. Though there is suffering when you come to this crisis of knowledge, there is no hurt to crucified living. I have long declared that the crucified life is the only blessed and most painless kind of earthly living. For it is only in crucified living that you take on the proper attitude of the nature of God that is already in you. It doesn't hurt to go to the cross and see your death. What you really see is not so much dying as in physical dying, but you see the end or death of your works to make you who you are. Whatever you might lose or give up or separate yourself from by seeing that you are dead already doesn't matter. You must be careful to remember that giving up and separating yourself from anything will not bring about a greater godliness. But if the giving up and separating yourself from something has come because you see to express that is not your true nature, then the cross is working in you. That, in fact, is death working in you that others might have life. To give up anything to be or to become is error. To reckon yourself dead with Christ over anything that hinders your expression is His life working out of you. Now you are ready to move on to another level of understanding, and that has to do with how others see Jesus in you. To God be the glory. God bless you.